A design rethink of the boiler mounting plates. I made the first Stuart 501 boiler mounting plate, but it was going to be overcomplicated. So I made the rest and even modified the first one so that they all follow the same simpler design. In the last video I showed the removal of the sharp edges created by the guillotine process, and here I'm doing the same again, but this time I'm using a needle file to make sure there are absolutely no sharp edges. This video is quite similar to the last one. I'm making a boiler mounting plate for a Stuart 501 boiler in exactly the same way as previously shown, except I'm not going to thread the holes in the boiler mounting plate. I'm going to use clearance size for 4BA, which is 9/64 of an inch, so I can just use screws or bolts to go down into the wooden baseboard. This should work out okay. I can either use heat insulation or I can use spacers. Either method will prevent the heat of the burner from burning the wooden baseboard. Once again, these 501 boilers are different to 504s, and you cannot go too close to the boiler with the bolts because, as you can see, the cast iron is curved. Marking out and drilling the parts is pretty similar to the previous video. And as always, I start off with a centre drill. This is very important. It makes sure that the hole is where I want it to be, not where the drill bit wanders to. And that's really why these centre drills are short and stubby, so they don't bend and wander about. Also, as in the previous video, I'm in the smaller of my two workshops and I'm using the Proxon drill. But this drill bit that I'm using is very blunt. Time to sharpen it. This is a Drill Doctor 750X. First of all, you fit the twist drill that you want to sharpen in the chuck, but you don't tighten the chuck. There are a couple of special clamps that hold the drill in the position you want, and once it's in the position you want, that's the time that you tighten the chuck. By doing it this way, you get an accurately finished sharpened drill. Once you've fully tightened the chuck, checking that the drill bit is in the right position, you then place it in the other orifice of the Drill Doctor and rotate it, and this sharpens the drill at the correct angle using the diamond grinder inside the unit. Very simple and very easy to use. Surprisingly though, this particular twist drill bit wasn't much better after going through the Drill Doctor. I've come to the conclusion that this is a very cheap drill bit that got into my set when I replaced one that I broke. I think it needs to go in the bin. It drills the hole, but it makes very heavy weather of it, and it's getting blunter all the time. And to say I've just sharpened it, this is not a good advert for the drill bit. You can see that the bit looks very different to the one from the set, which I'm using to deburr the holes. By this stage, I've changed the drill bit for a good one. This is a 9/64 of an inch diameter drill bit, and I'm using it now to drill out the threaded part that I did in the previous episode. And there you have it, 2 bases for 2 501 boilers. I've bought the gas burners and the ancillary equipment from a company called Forest Classics that I use quite a lot, and I received an email today to tell me that they're on the way. Now it's time to make the mounting plate for the 504 boiler. The process is very similar, and once again I'm using my Sharpie felt tip pen so I can see the marks I'm going to make on it. The only difference is the mounting feet are not quite as close to the upright part of the supports. In this case I can actually drill the holes closer to the round part that I'm marking out. Whereas with the 501 boilers I had to drill the holes slightly further forward than I would normally like to. I reset this adjustable crossbar on the drilling machine. This is very useful, and I'm drilling the hole right up to the rounded part because the upright is not curved at all. I used the centre drill and went straight to the 9/64 of an inch diameter drill. I like to be thorough in these videos and show you just what I'm doing, because generally I make it up as I go along, and I don't always get it right. What I have to say is This week is going to be very busy indeed. Tomorrow and other days in this week, I'm starting the process of creating the music for the Gateshead Metro Centre Summer Show. And on Friday, I have to go and have an echo ECG cardiogram. Anyway, that's enough of that. More importantly, this is a much better way of fixing a 504 or a 501 boiler down to a baseboard. I will not be using brass machine screws, and they'll be longer than this. I generally don't use wood screws. I use bolts down into the wood. All I do is drill the hole, thread it nearly all the way down, and use some cyanoacrylate adhesive to harden the threads, and it's surprisingly strong. It's exactly the same technique that I used to use for securing internal combustion engines to the engine bearers in radio-controlled airplanes. And even the vibration of an internal combustion engine never shook any of the bolts loose. That's it for this one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.